You can go ahead, babe.
Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Ask Julius Show. I am your host, Greg Nyman Jr., and with us is the fabulous Kasey Speer, and Julius will be joining us here in a moment. If this is your first time in, well, first of all, we should probably explain what Julius is. Julius is a group of entities that have reached the highest level of consciousness through the human experience. Kasey is a conduit channel for them. This will feel like basically an energetic conversation, pretty easy to follow. There's not real big metaphysical terms that are necessarily overly used. Pretty easy format. Um, and I'm totally lost. So, do you have anything to say, Kasey?
it's it's been a very busy day on a Sunday. We hope everybody has had a beautiful day out there and wherever you're joining us from. For some of you, it's moving in towards the evening time, afternoon, maybe evening time. Some people may be grabbing us in the morning time. And if you are, thank you so much for joining us first thing in the morning for yourselves. It's an absolute delight to be here with all of you. We want to welcome you into the show. During the show, if you are watching us live on our YouTube channel, which is Channeling Julius on our YouTube channel, you have the opportunity to send questions in right there in the comment section on YouTube, and Greg can pick up your live questions. If you are joining us here for the first time and you're not on YouTube, or we're not sure, where you're watching us from, you can always pre-submit questions into support@channelingjulius.com for next week's show. But this is a rapid fire platform where Julius comes through me and answers all of your questions. And please know this. We thankfully are getting a much larger viewership on our videos. Thank you all so much for that. And I don't answer questions back past the Ask Julius Show. This is your platform to ask Julius questions, and then that's it. I get thousands of questions and comments in. I do not answer them. If you want a private session with Julius, you can find that on our website, channelingjulius.com, as well as all kinds of energy processes, courses, classes, personal coaching packages, and all kinds of things like that. But for this show, this is fun, this is entertainment, this is rapid fire, this is not full engagement with me. So thank you for your comments. We want you to comment, but we don't want you to wait with bated breath for me to answer you back either. Re-engage with us on the show each week, and you'll have the opportunity to get your questions answered by Joyous. And like I said, if something else is really driving you on a personal nature, please visit the website, channelingjulius.com, or you can send in and ask our wonderful support team at support@channelingjulius.com. Okay?
Love it, love it. Few hellos real quick. Hello, Sunny D. Happy to see you as well. Hello, the fabulous Stephanie Cruz. We are so happy that you are here live as well. Faye Day, namaste to you as well. Flourishing Group, so glad that you are here. Fede, we are honored that you're joining us from Russia. That's
Wow.
amazing.
Yeah.
K-Tech, hello, how are you? And Lori Jones, welcome from Michigan. We are glad that you have come back for a second time. Look at
Yeah.
that.
Amazing. It's always so much fun to see where people are from, right? I mean, that's one of the things that one of the biggest thrills that I get on my personal sessions with everybody that I am blessed to be able to do almost every day is to see where people are, right? You know, connecting with people from around the world. This is what we love technology for, right? And what I think I love the most too is the common thread between all of these cultures, right? People seeking answers for their conscious journey. They're maneuvering their way into a better life, a richer, fuller existence for themselves. And it's just so amazing, and it's so joyous to engage with that, especially with so many other crazy things going on in the world, right? If you lose hope, don't lose hope. Join us on the Ask Julius Show on Sundays, right, Greg? It's like we're going to
Absolutely.
sprinkle so much truth bombs from Julius, but hopefully giving you all hope and also a platform for you guys to engage here, you know, with each other, feeling each other's love and welcomeness and acceptance. Non-judgmental platform here, non-judgmental platform, right? If for those of you who may be new to this show, we've got a couple of ways this show runs. We start off with some crystal information because Greg is an amazing encyclopedia of crystallology, right? Do you like that word, Greg?
I love it. That's ac-
Crystallology. He's a crystallologist. How
that's
about that?
actually that's actually a word.
Oh, well, now it's extra special. It's extra special because I used it. Right? And then we're going to get into asking Julia some questions, have a whole bunch of fun with that. And then we wind things down, although that's not really a fair term because it's not like the energy winds down. Let's just say we come full circle with the show and Greg sprinkles and shares his extraordinary reading talents and intuitive talents with you, the audience, by giving some very short card pulls for everybody. And of course, if you want to engage with Greg for his talents, his coaching talents, as well as his intuitive and card pulling talents, you can reach him at thegregortroll@gmail.com, and he always puts his link in the chat room, right, Greg?
Absolutely. Thank you for that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna think of another word. You just wait.
All right. Oh, wait.
I'm just, for the show, I'm just saying that hopefully by the time the show's over, I'm going to come up with another word and just see how that goes, right?
Okay. All right. Crystal time, right?
It's crystal time! It's crystal time,
Okay.
right?
So this little dude is Madagascar Flint.
Madagascar Flint. He's kind of cool. He looks like this really beautiful, creamy Easter egg, right? It's very soothing. The colors and stuff feel very milky and kind of soothing to me. But tell everybody what that does. Probably the opposite, right, of what I just said.
No, it's soothing. It's a root chakra stone. For those of you that did not grow up in the mountains, flint can be struck against steel and it sparks. So, flint and steel is an old timey way of making fire. Um, so, it has that going for it. It also helps you live in the present moment, good for meditation, new beginnings, uh, manifestation, prosperity, self-discipline. It's a pretty good fun stone.
So we could have dragged you out into the wilderness and filmed this show and put you in a background setting where you looked like early man and you could have started a fire with that.
Yes,
Oh,
I can start a fire many ways.
okay.
And that is one of them. Okay, so the next stone, we've got our Muggle stones. These are just my big ones I don't have with me currently. So these are just little dudes. They kind of look like tiger's eye and red jasper and hematite. And why is that? Because that's what they are. Another grounding stone. It is said it's root, solar plexus, and chakra or sacral chakra stone. Protection, power, clarity, knowledge, stress relief, insight, passion. Basically, all of the properties of those three stones put together.
And what
It,
are they called?
it's called Muggle stone.
Muggle stone. Okay, because it's muggled all together.
Yes. And
Okay.
it's Muggle like in Harry Potter, but it's from before Harry Potter. And it's believed that if you put three of them together in a little sack, like so, and carry it around with you, then clinking together activates even more magical, mystical properties for the carrier. So if you buy one, buy three, and just have them hang out together. Super fun.
So
Um,
that's why you got me those three little guys.
yes, it is.
Oh,
The
you
next,
know, I need to watch this show.
you should watch this show. You might learn some big
I
words.
learned, hey, I'm the formulator of big
A,
words.
a formulator, a
Yeah.
formulationist. Okay, so this is labradorite, and I'm trying. You can't really see. This is really high grade labradorite. Um, it's got a really purpley flash to it. And the purple flash labradorite is the more sought after because it's more rare. And for those of you that are in Europe, most of the purple flash labradorite gets exported to Europe. Just as a random FYI fact that I learned from my friends at Treasures and Creations in Salt Lake City, Utah, which is where a lot of these stones came from. But labradorite is basically every single chakra stone. It's for psychic abilities, intuition, attunement with higher realms, connection with nature, synchronicities, anxiety relief, and creativity. It is a super fabulous stone. Um, one of the owners, Trish, it's her favorite stone. So it is always, and I really like the purple flash labradorite. It's super magical. Everybody should have some. Yeah.
Everybody should have all the crystals, right?
Yes, I agree. They should have at least one of all the crystals. Now, one of Casey's favorite stones is this is an celestial smoky quartz, and it's called an celestial because of the structure. Can you see how it's got multiple terminations and it kind of looks layered? That's why it's called celestial. And the smoky is the outside, the black. So it eventually, in a few million years, will turn all smoky quartz. It's a master healer of spiritual information and transformation. It's for all the chakras as well. It's a high frequency bridge with that celestial structure, and celestials do come in other crystals. It's not exclusively smoky quartz. I have an amethyst celestial around here somewhere. Very grounding, helps facilitate shadow work and fun things of that nature.
Yeah. All right.
All
Thank you for
right.
that, right?
Love it. Love it.
Right.
Please remember to like and share. Check out the website channelingjulius.com. And without further ado, shall we away?
We are ready. We are ready.
Okay. We will start with a offline question from the one and only Sarah. Um, if celebrities, politicians, musicians are being protected and paid by the Illuminati or the Cabal or whatever you want to call them, how do they pay them? How do they communicate with them? And what is written in these contracts that people keep talking about these people signed to be part of this? Do they clone them if they go rogue?
Yeah, they're usually cloned, so they're baited, of course. So what you'll find in in the whole idea is that because the Illuminati, the cabal, and the elites run the world, okay? So we want you to understand, Masters, they choose what you watch on television. They choose who becomes popular and who becomes a celebrity. They choose what news you're watching on television. They control everything, okay? So this is who controls whether you are a celebrity or not, whether you will be chosen for any political role, whether you will master any aspect of any level of wealth, okay, from corporations, Fortune 500 corporations, to everything on this earth on a massively successful and popular stage, okay? And basically everybody else will be held down, in order to make it into the club. The club. You sell your soul. You literally sign a contract where they are allowed to basically exploit you to any level that they choose. And you become a puppet, and you literally have to dance and perform according to their agenda that they want to put out to the public. And so all of them are marionette puppets for political agendas, for what you're eating, whether you're wearing masks, whether you're getting vaccinated. They're the spokespeople that round up the world to pay money for all the entertainment and everything. And of course, all of the elite get all of that money, and then the puppets get paid from that money. So it's just the way the system works. Now, commonly what occurs, especially with actors and singers and things like that, is they've got their agents out, their scouts out, okay? So they put on these television shows, America's Got Talent, Europe's Got Talent, okay? Modeling agencies, okay? And here come the general population who are pretty talented, and they bait them by providing for them a little bit of success, a little bit of money. And a lot of these people come from very poor families. They tend to target people who have talent. They can only have marginal talent. And if they find out that, you came from the, trailers, and you have no money, and your parents are poor, and they know that you'll sell your soul to take care of your family. They just know you will, okay? And to become part of the club, then you start participating in satanic worship, because they all follow Satanism and believe that everything's energy, and there's power in all of that energy. So they become Satanists. They participate in all kinds of satanic rituals, and they get the general population to also participate in satanic rituals because people don't understand what the hell they're going on, what the hell's going on. Although we can't imagine how you can't figure that out by now. Just go to a concert and everything's red and flames and horns and all kinds of stuff, and people are like, oh, is that a satanic ritual? Okay. And everything that they've got that they're putting in your brains, all the subliminal messaging, it's all about feeding the devil, feeding Baal, okay? Feeding that energy, master. That's all that it is. And it's money, 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 money. And yes, once they sell their soul, they have agreed to be cloned, and they have agreed to have stand-ins and doubles. That way they can mass produce whatever it is they want to massively produce, where normally that would exhaust any singular performer. So they basically become a corporation, or a franchise. You've heard that term. They become a franchise. What do you think that means? What do you think that means? Okay, so they become multiple versions of themselves. They get franchised, and it's all about money and exploitation and conversion. And what they love more than anything that feeds their energy is they've interwoven satanic symbolism. They've got people following along satanic rituals, and they don't even know they are. They don't even know they are. And they love that even more, because they feed off of the energy that if you don't say no, you say yes. And you comply if you don't say no. And that to them is exponential energy of permission seeking in a secretive format. So we hope we've explained that enough for you right now in a 5 or 10 minute segment, but that's what's going on.
Love it. Every morning, I am source and I do not comply.
Every morning, I am source and I do not comply.
Next question from Sandy. We keep hearing about the QFS system and how everything will be traceable. I had some crypto stolen 2 years ago. If QFS was running behind the scenes at the time, will it be possible to track and see where it went and possibly get it back? If not, is it something that a person with remote viewing capabilities could possibly find?
So, Master, we assure you that your crypto has already been gone and sold. There won't be any getting it back. We're just going to tell you that, okay? Moving forward, it's a nearly flawless tracking system. Nearly flawless, because anything man-made isn't flawless, but it's a nearly flawless tracking system. The QFS is not a new system. It has been around for many centuries, many timelines. It is not new. But what they're doing is they're basically exposing it and offering it to the public. Think of everything has been, what do we want to call that? Reserved for the elite. So it's been in format for the elite for centuries. What they're doing is they're releasing it to the general public so that you will be protected and you won't be able to get away with things. So it's a double-edged sword here. So for people who aren't, let's say, nefarious, it will be a great level of protection for you, in which case you actually won't even need insurance, and the banking systems won't have to provide insurance because they won't need to do that. But it is also going to track at such a level that if you are nefarious in any way, they'll be able to track you. So it's a double-sided tracking system. Whether people are going to be happy about that or not happy about that, it doesn't matter. That's what they're doing. And of course, you know you're being tracked all the time anyway. And so, but this narrows it down for them into a more simplified version so they don't have to spend so much money doing deep dives individually. You'll be categorized. So the QFS financial systems will be categorized according to wealth, and you'll have different levels of screening and security based on your level of wealth.
Love it. Sunny D, who is in control of the timelines currently?
There is no control of the timelines. There's timeline manipulation. There's timeline manipulation. So because man does not make a timeline, they can't control a timeline. You can screw with timelines, and you can bend them, and you can crash them into each other, and they have devices to do that. Okay, so timelines are a thought generated holographic or illusional reality. The real reason that you guys all have time is because you think you do. That's the truth. So they can manipulate you like daylight savings time. Sorry, we don't mean to laugh at you, okay? Sorry. They could come up with hokey pokey woo-woo time, right? And tell everybody to start going at quarter after, right? And run a whole system that way, and everybody'd be like, okay. So it's a thought-created illusionary aspect. So they can't control everybody's thoughts, though they control the masses of thought. But the devices like the CERN devices can split timelines. They can quadricate timelines, okay? And they can crash them, bend them, fold them into each other, and they can suspend them, and they can speed them up. Master, did you notice the word? And you're welcome.
Very good, very good. Kasey doesn't get credit for that one, though. Fayday is asking why she is seeing numbers like 555 and 1111 everywhere.
Well, Master, they are everywhere. Okay, so we don't want to take anything away from the energy of everything. Okay, because there's energy in everything, right? And there's energies in numbers, and there's energies in letters, and there's energies in colors, and there's energies in temperatures. And there aren't any more of those numbers showing up than any other numbers. You're noticing them. You're noticing them. Okay? So for some reason, your energy is picking those numbers out for your attention. That can convert into some kind of a message for you, which is not coming from those numbers and not coming from the universe, Master. You are source talking to yourself because you are in an amnesic state, okay? But what we can tell you is, from our perception, which may not balance with yours because you're fully aware of everything once you focus on it, is that number 1 is new beginnings and new possibilities, and 5 is for you to calm down and find peace.
Love it. Love it. Next question from Tommy Two-Tone. How many trips to Earth did it take Julius to reach high consciousness?
So Master, everything is concurrent. Nothing is singular. Okay, so you are not a singular being, nor do you exist singularly in any timeline. Everything is concurrent, and nothing runs from front to back. Okay, so it's like you're asking us how many times is a number infinite, or how many times is 10. Okay, what we can tell you is this. We exist just like you do in an infinite amount of timelines, and usually incarnation of souls happens in the millions of counts on any given realm when they go through reincarnative processes and amnesic processes, and they have to work their way all the way back up to a 6th level of consciousness. Right now, in your current formulations, you guys have limited yourselves to what is commonly experienced as less than 100 years for a lifetime, and you're not going to go from a level 1 to a level 6 in that amount of time. You're just not. It takes thousands of years, usually, to reach a 6th level of consciousness, which is why they've shortened your time span as much as they have, so that none of you will get out of low consciousness. We've spent thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of life cycles here on this earth ship, just like you have, Master, just like you have, okay? And in some of the timelines, we still exist in aspects of our embodied self. This version that's speaking through this body has made it up to the 6th level of consciousness. So there's no way we can answer your question in the relevance that you're asking us that question, because we have such a broader scope of that question at this time, okay? What we can tell you is this. We have mastered the human experience just like you will, from every level of consciousness, 1 through 6, as you will, Masters. It is from every angle, every possibility, every emotion, and every thought that humans process their existence through. The difference between those who have made it right now, according to when you're watching us, versus you, is we worked on it. We chose it, we prioritized it, we worked on it, we didn't falter it, we mastered it. And that is the truth. But we want you, Masters, to do the same thing, because it is not exclusive for an elite being. All is source. All is source, Masters. We can assist you on that, should you choose that. But rest assured, you will make it. You cannot fail on knowing yourself as the all. What we can also tell you is this. Find great joy, Master, in every experience. There is no judgment that exists anywhere, nor is there any being that gets to judge you for any actions that you do. Trust us, you will live through the consequences, and that will be learning enough.
Love it, love it. Next question is from Carl. Julius, can you please give us some pointers on manifesting in our lives?
So manifestation, Masters, is all about knowing. It's all about knowing. It's being in the state of knowing that something occurs, okay? So when something manifests, that means, Master, that you just knew it did. That's the energy that causes manifestation, okay? While you hope for something, while you trust something, while you believe something, you're in conjectural action to it occurring. You're still in a low vibration from the creative aspect. So the ultimate creative frequency is knowing that something is. So the key to manifestation is to find what it feels like to know for yourself. Because everything that exists in your life right now, Master, is there because you know it is.
Love it. Love it. Next question is from Julius to Julius, from Stephanie. Hi, Julius. I'm traveling this week, and the airports have been pretty intense with TSA and the amount of people moving through. Do you have any suggestions for staying energetically grounded and keeping my energy strong while navigating the airport and flights? I love any guidance on how to move through the travel chaos in a calm and protected way.
Yeah, so we would tell you, Master, is to not play into the stress and the chaos. Just don't do it. Literally put that bubble of light around you, get yourself in a joyous and playful state, and have fun no matter what. No matter what. Do not let the energy influence you. Do not let the energy pull you in. Stay buoyant, stay friendly, stay in high frequency. Number one, you will likely move smoothly through the travel process. But even if you don't, you'll at least not be knocked down and pounded down by it, okay? Should your travel plans shift and alter a little bit, know that it is for the adventure of the occurrence, and do not be frustrated. Do not be frustrated. That is the energy of love and possibility. Obviously, allow extra time Obviously, we want you to travel with a pair of underwear in your purse, some mascara, a toothbrush, just in case things get lost. So there's mindful preparation and all will be well. But the truth is, Master, you know we've got you, so all will be well.
Love it. Next question from Lori Jones. What does Julius say about the globe theory versus the flat earth theory, with the latter being biblically aligned?
Okay, so the very first thing that we want to tell you, Master, is the Bible was written by the Cabal, and it is a predicator. Okay, it does not. It's the plan. They plan everything on the earth, and so they're giving you the game plan, and so it's not prophetic. Okay, they're giving you the program. Okay, and it's not written by God. We're just telling you there's no God outside of you. You are source. Okay, you are source, right? So they are screwing with you through psyops, and they're traveling to other timelines to pull documents from other timelines where they've screwed with everybody there. Okay, there are as many documents to support a flat earth as there are documents to support a round earth, and that is the truth. This is what we will tell you. Whether you resonate with it or not is completely up to you. The earth isn't real. It's a holographic projection, just like you are. Each dimension, which is a density format stacking aspect for matter, has a different version of the Earthship, just like it has a different version of you. In the first dimension, the Earth is flat and so are you. Most of the things that on the Earth are one-dimensional. First dimension, one-dimensional. There would be mapping systems there to support the Earth looking like that. There would be documentation there to support the trees looking like that, and the mountains looking like that, and you looking like that. In the second dimension, the Earth is very thick and oblong looking, like a Tylenol, okay? And in the third dimension, it is more round. In the fourth dimension, it starts to move etheric and become double layered. In the fifth dimension, it becomes triple layered and inverted. So there's 11 different versions of your Earthship playing itself out in your solar system, and it depends on which dimension that you're living in as to the way that the Earthship will show itself. That's the truth. Whether you believe it or not, we don't care. But that is the truth. Also this, the earth is much larger than you have been told that it is. It is. Unless any of you want to step up and argue with us, you show us proof that you've gone 500 miles out. 500 miles out, and get a glimpse at how the Earthship arcs, because that's how far it would take for you to even see a tiny arc on the Earthship. That is the truth. Your information has been controlled and manipulated by NASA to keep you guys all distracted in a strange psyop, because here's the other thing that we will say. Who cares? Who cares? It's not real. It is a realm that you are having a human experience on to expand your consciousness back to knowing yourself as source. Does whether the earth being flat or round influence your level of consciousness, Master? That's our question back to you. Okay? Everything has been a lie to you. Almost everything is inverted. If you want to go with the flat earth theory, have fun with that, but raise your consciousness in doing it. And if you want to go with a globe, then go with that, but raise your consciousness on it. And if you want to do it oblong, go with that, but raise your consciousness, Masters. That's what we would encourage all of you to stay focused on.
Love it. Love it. All right. It is the time of the show where we talk about the fabulous specials coming up. And this week is a three-part workshop that is talking about outgrowing separateness. Would you like to talk about this, Kasey?
You know, when you are in the low levels of consciousness, you are in a perception of separateness. You think of yourselves as singular, and you think and look and perceive your reality and your world as that things are separate, energy is separate, that there is a disconnect, and in that there can be conflict and opposition. And so there is a reason that they pound into you the separateness perception. And as long as you are in a separateness perception, masters, you will not know unity consciousness, nor will you know yourself as the fully empowered being that is source. When you move into high consciousness, you move into that format, the unity consciousness or unified perception. We're going to be talking in this course a lot of steps that you can start to take to pull you in that direction, to start practicing that perception, maybe even before it's fully actualized by you, to assist you along your conscious journey. It's going to be an extraordinarily deep conversation, and it's going to be extremely relevant for those of you who are anxiously awaiting and or curiously creating some type of an energetic shift here on the Earth ship so that you can be in the driver's seat.
Love it, love it, love it. All right. Next question is from Cat 55. How do you transcend all the MK Ultra programming to which you have been exposed your entire life? Every day you discover a few more layers of the program. Thank you.
Master, it's all in your conscious journey. As you move through your levels of consciousness, you will transcend it. You are not at that phase yet on your conscious journey. Your conscious journey is going to lead you to the dissolvement of those programs, and that is a truth. In the meantime, it is the practice of the complete open-minded state and not taking any information as an absolute and staying open-ended to all possibilities. That helps to break some of that programming. And at the same time, not judging that process, nor having judgment towards any of the information that has been limited thus far. That is also an energy of transformation or transcending an aspect. MK Ultra is a definitive thought programming installation. And so as long as you start to practice the aspect of non-definitiveness, you help to break the system.
Love it. Next question from Decify. Hello from Miami. Hello. Is Trump primarily operating in the service of self as it appears?
As in what?
As it appears, I think they're asking are Trump's actions primarily self-serving as it appears, as mainstream media is telling everybody?
No, and we don't know how you could ever perceive it to be. This organization that is trying to take down the elite now has provided more peace operations globally to reset the nefarious action for humanity at this time. The person that you know as Trump is the forward-facing representative of this organization, and he has created more global peace in both of his administrations without being paid, at the risk of his life and his family life being taken out for humanity. He doesn't have to do anything. But this was long agreed upon from the time of his birth, that he would engage with this because he's related to Lincoln and to Kennedy, and they all agreed to do this for humanity, okay? Iran is a peace mission The elite and the cabal, you've been at war with Iran since the 70s. Do you not all know that? And he's ending that war and freeing those people. Do you not see that? And he doesn't have to do that. He can go hide somewhere and live peacefully for the rest of his life. But it's not a singular action. You have to understand, Masters, everybody is a front for a huge organized aspect. And you've got the elite and the Illuminati that have absolutely enslaved you and got you fighting at each other, and you all look ridiculous doing it as you hold yourself righteous to believe you understand what's going on, and you mostly don't. And now you've got a rise of an extraordinarily peacekeeping operation that wants to give humanity their power back. Their power back. And he's the forward-facing person of that organization. And all you have to do is follow the money and follow all the commodities in the world, Masters, and find out where they've been, because they've been held from you to create scarcity to keep you enslaved. And you need to dig deeper to find out what's being redistributed and revalued. And also you need to dig deep into satanic worship and human slavery that is being changed and shifted. Ukraine is next. You've got Cuba that is shifting. You've got several things that are shifting. And what possible ridiculous perspective could it be for any one person to be doing that for themselves? It doesn't have anything to do with a singular person, Master. There's only one of us here as a collective. There are no singulars. Okay? Stay away from mainstream media. The cabal owns them. We don't know how to say that any more assuredly. We just don't, okay? But this administration is not your enemy. This organization is not your enemy. That's what we will tell you. You've lived the enemy for so long that you don't even recognize it, okay? That's what we will tell you. Now, we will also tell you this. As long as there is commodity-based, exchangeable realm reality, yes, there will be some control and some manipulation, but not nearly what it has been. This organization is fighting to equalize commodity globally. Do you have any idea what that means? Do you have any idea what that means? Equalize it, Masters. Does that sound like somebody who's out there for the kicks and joys of the stimulation for their ego? We're just telling you, open your minds, Masters. Open your minds. There is a war going on, and it's not in Iran. And it has been there for centuries. And the amazing thing is, the shift that is occurring is now on a landslide that cannot stop, and that is great news. Great news. Open your minds, open your hearts, and raise your frequencies, Masters, so that you can get beyond the ridiculous programmings that they have instilled upon you, and stop being angry and stop being frustrated. Go to love, Masters. All is well.
Absolutely. Sunny day. Hi, beautifuls. I am curious, what is on the other side of the moon?
It depends on which one you're talking about. We're going to tell you that there's what you can see to be 3 different moons in your universe at this time. One of them is pretty what you would consider to be organic. All of them, none of them are real. We need to say that right out. Everything's a holographic projection. But in your dialogue that you are speaking to us, one of them is organic and 2 of them are manufactured. Let's use the term manufactured. And on the organic earth is a dark, more shaded element. And everything exists on the inside of the moon. Excuse us, we said the back of the earth, we meant the back of the moon. Everything's on the inside of the moon. Everything's on the inside of the moon, as is most of your planets in your planetary system. Everything's on the interior. There are civilizations, there are organizations, there are prisons, and there's technology being tested and launched on those platforms.
So the organic moon, is that where organic cheese comes from?
Yeah, and the Milky Way provides all the milk for the kittens on the earth.
And one of the artificial moons, is it the Death Star?
It is!
Okay. Hilda B., if our bodies were free from toxins and fluoride, how often would we be changing teeth or growing new teeth?
Well, as needed, seriously, okay? So you would lose teeth occasionally, eating, that one might break off, and things like that, but they drop in as needed. That's what we would say. Huh?
Okay. Julius, or this is from Stephanie Cruz. Julius, how do you usually discern when something is truly aligned versus when it might just be excitement or momentum? I've always been sitting with the idea that if something isn't a full heck yes, it might actually be a no. How do you usually guide people in trusting their inner signal when making decisions like this?
When things go smoothly, it is aligned. When things go smoothly and easily, it is aligned. If you have to push it, if you have to mold it, if you have to try to shape it, if you have to try to fix it, if you have to excuse it, if you have to always find another way, if you always have to manipulate it, then it's not aligned. So enthusiasm is a great thing. It's a very powerful energy, but then see how it falls into place, and that will let you know what the alignment is.
Love it, love it, love it. And the moon questions, I wasn't making fun of anybody. I just thought it was funny.
You're snarky.
Getting a lot of love for your new background.
We're manifesting the beach season, right? The beach season.
Love it. Next question from Sunshine Thayer. I got the book, The Sophia Code, and haven't even gotten through the preface and am feeling energy. Can Julius provide insight on the book?
No, we have not read the book, but we can say that everything is energy, masters. Everything is energy. And as you re-inform yourself by diving into information that you don't believe that you know already, your energy starts moving. It starts moving and shifting. And so you're experiencing your own energy shifting and your own energetic potential. There is no separateness in energies. Then there's all different ways that energies come through. And so bravo for feeling and shifting energies, feeling that, because it's true. It's true. Thoughts are energy. Emotion is energy. So you are in the process of receiving thoughts, so your energy is shifting. That's what we will say.
Love it. Next question from Faye Day. Can you explain how crystal planets look like? So I think what crystal planets look like.
No, we don't know how to explain that to you, okay? So you have a crystal planet, masters. You grow crystals on your Earthship. So you have a crystal planet, okay? If you are asking us we're going to tell you you have a crystal in the center of your earth. Your whole core hollow center of your earth is a crystal cavern. Okay? You have crystal veins all through your earthship. They're the frequency generators. You have them in your oceans. You have them everything. You have a crystal planet. So look at your earthship, and that will help you to know what a crystal planet looks like.
Love it. Next question from Turk. Julius, in raising our frequency to love, what are some other mental or physical practices we can do in everyday life that will help us raise our frequencies, and some power ways to access the theta and gamma waves?
Through calm and peace, calm and peace. A big key to your high frequency state, master, and to the love frequency is through your nervous system. So when you're embodied, you're going to go through an enlightenment process, which is definitively in alignment with your Kundalini rising up your spinal column, which is in effect has a relationship with your nervous system and your sacrum fluid. And to reach higher levels of consciousness, your nervous system and your sacred fluid has to be in a high frequency state. And that's when your nervous system is calm, is when Kundalini energy can rise. Okay? Kundalini energy generally rises in calm love. So the more you practice your calm, the more your nervous system will assist your full aspect of your cellular level, your subatomic particles of your body to resonate in a high frequency. And that is the truth.
Love it. So, Julius, there was a lot of traction on the revealment that most of our ground meat contains a lot of human, if not all human. Can you?
Was there a lot of traction?
There was a lot of interest in that particular topic. So I'm wondering if you could explain why they're doing that to us.
Why they do that to you? Yes. So masters, there's a couple of different things. So that is a satanic ritual. It is a satanic ritual to eat other human beings, They've done that in the information that they have provided for you about Satanism, because they haven't provided all the information on Satanism for you. It always involves sacrifice. But what they don't usually tell you is its consumption as well. It's not just to kill, but to consume. Okay? So number one, it's energetically back to Sarah's question in asking, why do the elites and why do the cabal, do what they do with the celebrities? It's all about the energy of Baal. It's all about the energy of Lucifer, of Satanism. So they've literally got you participating in a satanic ritual. That's one of the reasons. It gives them so much energy because masters, fear stacks on each other in order to gain power or momentum or dominance. Love is exponential, it multiplies. So in order for them to keep you under the order of fear-based energy, they have to keep you practicing fear on a daily basis, if not an hourly basis, so that that fear can hold you down and dominate you and keep you from being a high consciousness being. So one of the reasons is because you are then participating in satanic ritual. The second reason is your physical body is not designed to consume another human body, and it deadens the brain, deadens the pineal gland, tightens up the pituitary gland. And so it causes a disruption in the brain for you to not be able to reach a high level of consciousness state. It is also due to the fact that it literally, again, masters, we're telling you that everything is energy and you are consuming fear. You are consuming fear. You are consuming fear. So energetically, you are keeping your bodies in extremely low vibration by consuming each other. The practice of cannibalism. But also this, okay? You are source. In order to know your fully empowered self, masters, you get to and have to love yourselves fully. And the ultimate judgment against yourself is to consume yourself. So they are keeping you in judgment energy, locked in judgment energy, because you're literally consuming yourselves energetically, and there's no worse action of judgment of self than that. And that is the truth.
So, follow-up question. With the statement that you just said that it locks us in judgment, eating human flesh,
Mm-hmm.
what is the difference energetically if we're everything and everything is us, energetically consuming animal flesh versus human flesh?
Yeah. So it's all about sentience. It's all about sentience. Okay. So a sentient is something that has a soul, something that has a soul. So you are correct that takes you all the way to consuming any type of a sentient being, and you are consuming yourself once you realize that we are all one as sentient beings. So that is correct. We're going to support that you were not designed to consume sentience. There is plenty of food on the Earthship that is not sentient. All is spirit energy. But most humans don't know the difference between a spirit and a soul, or between the spirit and the soul. Your religion has convoluted that so much that most people think it's the same thing, and it's not. Spirit is thought energy. That is the ongoing aspect of something in its existence. So plants, trees, and things like that have spirit energy, but they do not nurture their young, so they are not sentient. So they're ideal for consumption. And there's other forms of fleshy consumption. Fish, some fish are sentient, some are not. Some are very specifically for food, for the energy to support the food process here on the Earthship. So as you grow to be a high consciousness being, you truly become mindful of sentience, okay? If a fruit tree was sentient, it wouldn't drop its young to the ground. Okay, so it has a spirit to it, and you can connect with that spirit, and you can communicate with that spirit. So some people think that trees and plants and things like that have a soul because they can energetically communicate with them, and we'll say, no, no, no. You can communicate with spirit. It's thought. It's your thoughts tapping into each other. But in order to measure whether something is sentient or has a soul, it's whether it has the ability for compassion or an empathy, which is nurturing, And the things that do not have a soul are what is designed for your body to consume as optimum fuel and to feed the aspect of a high consciousness ability. That is the truth. Now we know we're going to go, because this is going to go into a snippet, and this is going to go out to everybody, and we're going to get the haters coming back. Some of them just don't even care that they're cannibals. Really, that's what it has come down to. And that's true too. The cannibalism deadens your compassion and your empathy. It truly does. It truly does. How do you think they keep everybody killing each other here? Yeah. Yeah. So lots to think about in the conversion, but we're telling you this. Should you decide to go on a conscious journey, let's rephrase that. You're all on a conscious journey. We will support that. Should you decide to be aware and awakened and intentional on your conscious journey, you will give up sentient eating. You will. You don't have to You will do that because you will come to the realization that that sentient is you that you are consuming, and that is the ultimate judgment against self, which blocks or eliminates your ability to reach a high consciousness state, and that is the truth.
Love it, love it. All right. Last question of the day from Susie Humphreys. Any of you that did not get your questions asked, please send them into support at channelingjulius.com, and we will try our very best. Well, I will try my very best to get them on the next show or the one after that. Julius, from Susan Humphreys. Julius, please guide me on writing my books in this lifetime. I feel blocked even though I'm feeling much lighter than ever.
So Master, that's a way long conversation for you. So we would highly recommend you have a private session with us, honestly. Okay. There's a whole aspect of blocks going on for you, and so much self-doubt and so much self-judgment that is blocking you from moving forward and being and executing. So you're blocked in your execution. Your creativity is not pouring through you energetically with efficiency. It's very, very blocked. And if you want deeper and more information on that, we would be happy to have a private session with you.
Would a private reading session be best for
Yes. Yes, private reading sessions. They're available on the website.
Perfect. Awesome. Would you like one more, or is that good for today?
Now let's move into your beautiful card session, shall we? So let's, hold on just a second. Okay, so for those of you who would like Greg to tap into your energy and give you a simple and short card reading, please respond in the chat now that you would like to do that. And while we're waiting for people to do that, we're going to let Greg describe the cards to you, tell you what he's chosen for tonight. For those of you who want a more in-depth reading from what Greg is providing here on this platform for you for free, you can have many different ways of getting private sessions with Greg did you type your link into the chat for everybody? It is thegregortroll@gmail.com. The Gregor Troll. TheGregortroll@gmail.com, and he can give you all of his pricing and all of his options. You can get anything that's, from, a 10 to 15 minute read all the way to about a 2.5 hour read, depending on how deep and how detailed you want. And Greg's readings can provide answers to specific questions, and it can also provide a wonderful overview for you, and he always answers his emails personally, so you can catch him on that, okay? Are you getting a response in there?
Yeah, here's yours.
Oh, yes! Yes! Ace of Pentacles, whoop, 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 and the turtle, right?
Do you like how I didn't give you a choice today?
That's my card. Tell everybody about these gorgeous cards. I love these cards. These are my favorites.
Yeah, these are Kasey's favorite tarot deck. They are the Oceanic Tarot. And again, none of these decks we have any affiliation with whatever. They're just fun and we like to play with them.
Well, we had to have it because of the backdrop.
Well, of course.
Right? The ocean.
Of course. This particular tarot deck, if you're not familiar with tarot, the guidebook that goes along with this book is very on the nicer side of the tarot. mean, every single card can be interpreted a million different ways. That's why they're called intuitive readings. But this particular deck is more loving and kind than some of the other tarot decks. I have some really nasty tarot decks that are mean and ornery, and this is not one. And your card showed up again.
Woohoo! Woohoo! The
Oh,
most abundant card in the deck. The most abundant card in the deck.
okay. First card pull is for Mr. Carl.
I have a tarot card pendant on. I have several pendants for tarot cards and things. I love my tarot card goodies, right?
Little dudes. And people are agreeing that it is a fitting background for your or
This is
fitting
this
deck.
is this is me doing the ocean wave.
I thought you were supposed to stand up to do
Are you getting seasick? And I got my sound bowls right next to me, right?
all right, Mr. Carl. Since you are family of Kasey,
Yeah. So wait, before you continue, we have to say this, okay? Because they can't see really what you're doing on screen. Greg is not going through and hand picking a card. Okay, it's he has a system, and then cards show up. So even though people are going, okay, he's just picking that card, he doesn't do that. It's kind of weird because I've accused him of doing that. I have to tell you, I've accused him like, you're just picking that up. How do I know you're not just picking that up, Greg? But I've spent enough time with Greg in his readings, and I'm like, damn, look at that. Look at that. Like, it's crazy. And one of the things that I don't know that you've explained to everybody is for a card reader, for somebody doing cards, okay, because people will ask, well, how do you know? Like, how do you know you're picking for your person, right? It's whoever Greg is thinking about that the cards then just, there it goes, okay? And what's really interesting is this. If he doesn't clear himself appropriately from person to person, a previous person or somebody he may have thought about earlier in the day could show up in the deck, and he can usually recognize that right out of the gate. And he'll go, wait, I got to pull again. I got to pull again. And I'll be like, what, you didn't like the card you pulled for me? And he's like, no, it's not you. I was thinking of this other person a few minutes ago, and I didn't clear. I didn't do a reset on me. And he can tell immediately by the way the cards look when that happens. I know that that sounds crazy and maybe a little discouraging to people who are trying to learn how to do card pulls, but would you agree with that, Greg? Or please explain to people that you aren't just like underneath where nobody can see it, you're just going to pick a card that you think, I want you to pull for me, knowing that's my favorite card. But
right?
you don't do that, okay, Greg? In fact, Greg doesn't do that at all. That's just a cheater for him. So please explain that to people.
So basically, as Kasey asked, and I usually do, but I didn't today because Kasey asked or told. Um, Getting a reading from me is you're giving me permission to be in your energetic field. So I'm in your energetic field, and I'm channeling that energy into the cards. Like what is the energy that needs to be addressed, or what needs to be seen by this person? In my head, I'm asking, okay, what does Carl need to know? For example, and the cards I'll shuffle and shuffle, and then you get a pause, and it does take some time to develop that pause, that moment, because for a young reader, you'll shuffle and then you'll pause, and then immediately your alter ego will second guess yourself and go, oh no, I need to go. I need to shuffle some more. And then for the next level reader, if you do that, you're like, oh crap, I just screwed up the whole reading. And the reader after that goes, no, I'm just going to redirect, recenter, refocus the energy, and whatever card needs to come will come. And when we're reading, especially like the Grand Tableau or a big, huge reading, the order of the cards is very unique to that snippet, a snapshot of your energy in that exact moment. So, I've done readings for Kasey where I lay out the Grand Tableau, and we're a quarter of the way through the reading, and then she'll get a phone call, or one of the kids will call or whatever, and then we come back to the reading like 20 minutes later, and it's like, no, I've got to pick this up and go again because it's no longer valid. Your energy is shifted.
Yeah,
So
and then also, like, if I have Greg do a reading on me, okay, you're going to do a reading, and 15 minutes earlier, I've talked to one of my kids, and I don't say anything to Greg, and he'll start pulling, and he's like, this is Kimberly, or this is Taylor, or this is Kaylee. Did you just talk to them? I'm like, I did. And he's like, okay, they're on your head, they're on your brain. Okay, you got to clear your thoughts. Let's refocus. Let's pull again. So if I'm thinking of somebody in particular, that can show up in the cards too, right, Greg?
absolutely,
Right,
absolutely.
right.
And then what's super weird that people may or may not believe, but it's true. If someone is thinking of you
Right.
in the reading, like, your brother Mark, you haven't talked to him in 2 weeks, but he's, especially with the Kipper, that militant card, or the
Right.
Lenormand, where it talks about a sailor or a marine, like, boom, okay, your brother's on your mind, or he's thinking about you.
Yeah.
So it gets really in depth, and it gets really, like, it can get super confusing for people.
Yeah, but I also want to say this, I think, for the listeners too, and the viewers. So, card readings, you can tap into somebody for somebody, okay? And I know that you tread lightly on that, okay? But
Yes.
um, sometimes if you're, let's say somebody has a very difficult relationship, and maybe you're in no contact with somebody, and you really want to know, are they okay? Greg can tap in and do a reading on somebody for you. He will not like snitch on people, okay? He's very careful with that, and I'll just kind of leave it like that. But we talked about this several shows ago, but I want to reiterate it here. Greg also can tap into people who have crossed over if they want to talk to you, and he can use the cards for some of that communication. We tested it out and we know that things came through crystal clear with somebody in the family who had just passed, asked her first for permission to communicate for her. She gave a resounding yes, because Greg has cards that say yes or no. And man, we laid it out for Greg laid it out for one of the kids, and it was crazy. And Greg did not know this person that passed very well, and the accuracy of the read was personality-wise and things like that. Because my son was in great pain over this person passing, and asked Greg if he could tap into that energy. So it gets really interesting that you can read for somebody, but you could also read for somebody, right? If they want you but that remains ethical for Greg, and that's basically his call. If you explain to him, who you want read and why, he'll make a decision ethically wise as to whether he'll do that or not for you. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. And it's energy. Everything's energy, so it's reading energy. All right, now back to Miss K Tag.
Because I can hear everybody going, oh, I can think of all kinds of people I want information on. That son of a bitch.
Okay, I just have to address this now for literally all of us. Um, as I keep shuffling, this card keeps coming up.
Wow.
This is
Abundance.
this is the sixth time this card has been either the card that I've cut to or the card at the bottom of the deck. So, in my opinion, some big things are coming for all of us collectively. Um, and for KTAC, this card keeps coming up for you. It is death, and everybody freaks out. Like, this is the worst card in the deck. Everybody hates this card. But it doesn't mean that you're going to die. It doesn't mean that someone is going to die around you. It means that something is coming to an end. I mean, sure, it can mean that someone's going to die, but it very, very, very rarely does. It means some sort of transition is coming for you. So something in life is ending, and do you know what that is? And something else, whatever you choose, is going to take its place. All right, Decify. You get the Eight of Cups. This is all about change and transformation. Um, I feel like you've got some choices, big choices in your life right now, and they will be decided one way or the other. Um, you get to make the decision. If not, someone else will make it for you. But change is coming for you, and a good change, not a bad change. Sunny day. Okay, apparently you get two. All right, so you have the Five of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. So this is telling you to remember the Five of Swords is about conflict, and the Two of Pentacles is about options. So that is telling you to find balance and not necessarily get caught up in the drama and the argument, the fight, the conflict, whatever you want to say. That there is two options. You know, I'm being told to tell you to ask yourself, what would love do in that particular scenario? All right, Susan Humphreys. Okay. Apparently you get two as well. This is the Seven of Swords, which is about loss, and the High Priest, which is about wisdom. So, whatever you have lost, there's wisdom in that loss. And maybe it's not fully lost. I can tell you a story about a cake pan that we thought was lost. And it's basically telling you to look further, look for not only the wisdom in the situation, but use your wisdom to find joy, find happiness in that particular loss. All right. Oh, Kasey Speer is commenting. How weird is that?
That is weird. What?
Oh, how are you doing that? The Enoch Temple.
On this platform, I don't write my comments in, I just speak them. I'm saying.
You just bleep, and it
No,
goes.
no filter.
All right, the Enoch Temple, the Fool. No, this is all about new beginnings and trusting yourself, new opportunities, innocence, leap of faith. This is telling you you don't necessarily need to know all the facts before you go. Trust that you've set this new opportunity up for yourself and go with it. Sunshine Thayer. Interesting. Okay, so this is the Seven of Swords and then the Lovers. So, I mean, the obvious is that you've lost somebody you love or lost a relationship, but maybe not. Maybe it is a loss of a love, an object or a pet that you have loved. Um, I'm feeling that it's for the best, and that, if it was not your choice, then there is an opportunity to seek wisdom. And, if they are meant for you, I know this is cliche, they'll come back to you. But I'm telling you right now, they're not meant for you. Just saying. All right, flourishing group. 6 of Cups, reflection. So that's telling you to look deeper in yourself and find harmony with the past. Uh, there's some things that you're struggling with because you're judging them, and finding the joy and the wisdom and the thankfulness for the experience will help you um, progress. And since everybody's asking for it, I'm
Ace of
telling you,
Pentacles!
Ace of Pentacles again.
The most abundant card. I literally have an Ace of Pentacles, you know, wall hanging here in my studio. Most abundant card in the deck.
Okay, and Vendina.
Wow!
So there you go.
Everything's working out for her, right?
Everything's working out. I think the overall read for everybody is pay attention and, you know, recognize the abundance that we already have, and prepare ourselves for more.
Nice.
And I think I got everybody. If I
Okay.
did comment really quickly, otherwise, we'll call it a wrap for today.
All right. Hey, thanks everybody for being with us. Please like, and share us, please. Thank you for all of you who have been in the viewership loop for us. Like Greg said, we've had a phenomenal month of viewership, over the top, much more than we could ever have even dreamt of. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for that. And we are sending nothing but love and possibility for all of you. Looking forward to next weekend for everybody, right? Unless,
Absolutely.
you never know when there's going to be an impromptu show, okay? Probably not this week because we've got class this week, but you just never know. So just make sure you're subscribed to us, please, on our YouTube channel, our Facebook channel also, which is Channeling Julius through Kasey, okay? Or my personal Facebook page, which is Kasey Speer. And if you will make sure you're following everything and subscribe to everything, if we do an impromptu show, we do post it on the social networks on, those, and you'll be notified. You'll be notified if you want to know, if you want to know. So that's the way to stay in touch with us. Also, we do have an Awakening Network YouTube channel. We suggest that you also get on there and subscribe to that, because sometimes we get taken down on our YouTube channel of Channeling Julius based on the content that we may have spoken about in the show, in which case we have to flip over and go to our Awakening Network YouTube channel to run a couple of shows. So please make sure you're subscribed to both Awakening Network and Channeling Julius on the YouTube channel. And same thing with our Facebook page. We just want to make sure we're reaching all of you. Also, of course, subscribe to our newsletter through the website, channelingjulius.com. You're going to get all kinds of updated information, let you know when I'm on other people's shows, when there's great conversations with Julius going on. I promise you will not be bombarded with emails. I promise. Our team is very, very mindful of that, and they spend a lot of time on content for the newsletters. I think you'll find it very, very interesting, very informative, and there's always something in there for everybody. Okay?
Absolutely. And speaking of that, we just put the John Burgos interview on the YouTube channel, talking about the new process and all sorts of fun conversation there. So go ahead and click on that and check it out. That is still available through John, I believe.
Yeah, what a great interview. Had an amazing interview on the Beyond the Ordinary show with John Burgos. John allowed us to take that video and put it on our YouTube channel. Please check it out, guys. Super great conversation with Joyce. John's a good friend. Very blessed to have John in my life, and just a great, great opportunity for everybody for some extended viewership, because that's a whole show. So that's a conversation. It's about an hour and a half, maybe a
Yeah,
little
hour and
more
a
than
half.
an hour
Yep.
and a half. Yeah, and it's a super great conversation with Joyce on soul family contracts, as well as other things, because John loves to talk to Joyce. So please check it out. Check out that video. Okay?
Absolutely. And thank you for your fabulous comment, Anoic Temple. Greg's readings are absolute magic. Love that. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody, for all of your love and gratitude and support. We couldn't do it without you. We love you guys. And we work very hard to give you the best that we can each week, and sometimes more than once a week. But you keep us going, and we love it. Thank you so much.
I